Hello, good evening, and welcome to the Tampa Native Show. I'm Onelio Ochoa, and tonight the show is all about me. So get your phones ready, sit back in your easy chair, and the Tampa Native Show is going to begin right now.
Otra vez. Come here. Let me say something. I remember Tampa, the way she used to be, the places we would run to, the faces we would see. Yes, I remember Tampa, those precious memories, a city rising on the move, a simple yet progressive groove. I remember Tampa, and she remembers me. Yeah. She remembers me.
Welcome to the Tampa Native Show. Stay tuned now for the fastest 60 minutes in cable broadcast history. Live from the studios at TBCN, the home of the Tampa Native Show. Join your hosts, Mario Nunez, the 15-minute girl, and Steve Canella, as they celebrate growing up in Tampa. From Shock Armstrong to Shakey's Pizza, from Braddock Street to Buffalo Avenue. Get ready to call in and tell us your stories, because sharing your memories has never been this much fun. And now, Mario Nunez, the 15-minute girl, and Steve Canella.
She remembers me.
Hi, Tampa Native Show fans. Welcome back. It's 7 o'clock. It's Thursday night. You know it's got to be the Tampa Native Show. My name is Mario Nunez. We'd like to thank you for being there. You're looking in live. And seated next to me here is my broadcast partner,
Sally Nunez,
our 15-minute girl. And next to Sally,
Steve Canella,
a.k.a. Tampa Steve. Have we got a special show for you tonight? A show that has been much anticipated. And we waited till just the right moment to announce that Onelio Ochoa, a fabulous rocker and an amazing Tampa native with stories that go all the way back to those wonderful early years, will be joining us in just a couple of minutes. Guys, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Now, the turkey's been put away. The turkey sandwiches have all been had, and the turkey hash, and the turkey who, and what was that other thing? The turkey pot pie that Mike told us about last week?
That's right.
Have all been consumed. We can't eat any more turkey. Let's look forward now to Christmas Eve and Noche Buena with more anticipation. Before we bring Onelio on, how about Steve? Give me a couple of minutes. Let me go over some things.
Definitely. Let's do that.
Public service announcements. Let me talk real quick about, well, I put on my glasses. Upcoming this Saturday, we've got an event for those of us that grew up in the neighborhood. North Hubert Playground is having an event. Tara McDonald Ortiz has coordinated a reunion of sorts. It's going to be taking place at the Cypress Point Park, which is all the way out on the west end of Cypress Point. For those of you that are going to be participating, that's Saturday from 10 to 2. Bring a covered dish. If you grew up in the neighborhood, you know somebody who went or participated, played, went to kindergarten at North Hubert Playground, join us. We're still looking for a couple of members. Kevin Love asked me to mention tonight Donnie Gossett, Duke Marchetta, Hayward Brady, Mark Barrow, Tom Cavallari, and Harold Lopez. If you're out there, anybody knows these cats, contact them. Tell them we're looking forward to seeing them on Saturday. 10 to 2, bring a covered dish, Cypress Point Park. To my lifelong pal, Big Lou Garcia, and to my tia, Emily Colazo, we're pleased to know that your recent surgeries and the 15-minute girl's sister, Suzanne Hester, your recent surgeries, your recent health issues are behind you. Thank goodness. Thea, get better soon. Lou, the same with you. Man, it just seems like lately a lot of our friends are ending up
in the hospital.
in trouble in the hospital and going through procedures. Thea's 92 years young, and she's a battler. Battler? Is that the right word?
Battler.
Easy for you to say. Thank goodness. Thea, get well soon. Big Lou, Suzanne, we're glad that all of your troubles are behind you. Speedy recovery. We're thinking about you. To Frank Permui, that's a name familiar to a lot of Tampa natives.
Sure is.
Coach Frank Permui, congratulations to that Tampa native and longtime coach at Gaither High School. Salute and happy days. Congratulations on being selected to the National High School Baseball Coaches Hall of Fame.
Pretty
Your
heady stuff.
Yep, that's great. Your
Congratulations.
induction ceremony in Tucson, Arizona is going to be a treat. Take lots of pictures, Frank. After the New Year's, we want you to come in and do the show with us and celebrate that momentous occasion. Also, while we're talking about momentous occasions, not too long ago we debuted. Lynn Marvin Dingfelder came in and did the show with us, talked about her documentary, all about that wonderful day, November 18th. And maybe
Fabulous.
we can ask Cornelio Ochoa what he was doing on November 18th,
I bet he remembers.
1963. I bet he remembers
Exactly.
vividly where he was when JFK came to visit Tampa. There's a marker that was produced as a result of that wonderful visit that is on Madison Avenue in downtown Tampa now currently. Problem with the marker was there were a couple of snafus. There was a misspelled word. There was a misreferenced location, Al Lopez Stadium versus Al Lopez Field.
Right.
And there have been some restless natives, Steve.
There has.
There's
Okay,
been
very
natives-
restless.
Very restless, right? Sitting
The-
right next to me.
The natives have been restless, some more than others. I will say this. Thanks to Liz Dunham and the rest of the committee,
Yeah.
they have stepped up to the plate and they have agreed to make those corrections. We, Tampa natives that were squawking the loudest, are pleased to say that that's going to be taken care of. And thank you so much to all of it. You know, because after all, if it's going to be a historic marker,
It should be correct.
it should be accurate.
And what was the issue with it?
Well, the issue was that they referred to Al Lopez Field,
Right.
that place that everybody, those of us that grew up in Tampa knew.
That's all I knew.
It was a baseball cathedral to those of us that played Little League Baseball and aspired to play at that park. They named it Al Lopez Stadium, which it was incorrect.
And we have a proof, don't we?
We do. You want to show that photo?
Let's do that.
Shall we?
Erica, let's bring
If
up
you can
picture-
bring up picture number one. Dan Perez, thank you so much for
Right.
sending us this picture. Dan,
Always on
great
it,
photo.
Dan. Thank you.
Dan is
Zero.
our man in
There it is.
action, and there it is. I guess you could call that empirical evidence. I guess you can call that proof positive.
I love that photo.
Winter home of the Cincinnati Reds, and of course,
Home of the
spring and
Tampa
summer home of the Tampa Tarpons.
You don't see that in
Boy, do we long for those days.
Yes, we do.
But we're proud to say that the marker is going to be corrected. There were a couple of other issues with it, and when it's up there and we can finally read it and just feel awash with all that pride, I think that it's appropriate that that's going to be taking place. So, thank
Very
you.
nice.
Thank you to the committee for
Yeah.
stepping up and taking care of that. All right, real quick. Thanks to our IT department for putting together last week's show. Our IT department, the guy who's sitting over there to my left, Steve Canella, who put together that compilation last week. We understand that there were some audio difficulties. Some of the Verizon viewers may have heard an overmodulated
Yeah.
sound. You had
right.
some kind of
We heard it.
high frequency garble, but rest
Bright
assured,
House.
on the website, the audio is perfect. If you haven't seen it, we encourage everybody. It was a best of from 2013,
Yep.
and Steve did a wonderful job with that. So
You did.
check that out.
Very nice.
TampaNativeShow.com is where you can find that, by the way. It's an hour show, so enjoy.
It's very, very good.
Yeah, definitely.
Our Bolita drawing we're going to be having tonight. Onelio will be drawing the number, as our guest always does. If you want to win tonight, what is our contestant going to win? Our caller is going to win this wonderful, one-of-a-kind Tampa Natives 50th anniversary T-shirt commemorating those businesses that have been in Tampa. I bet you Onelio knows half of these, if not all of them,
You would
for
think.
over 50 years. And if you'd like to win, call us and give us your Bolita number, but you got to call to win.
You know what?
Onelio,
That's the
hopefully-
most comfortable shirt. I wear that every day.
Yeah, I wore it to
really
the studio
soft.
tonight, but I had to take it off because
Yeah.
I put on my this is my
Nice shirt.
All right. Lastly, before we get to our guest tonight, just today, I went in and I needed a haircut. I mean, because sometimes you just got to get a haircut. My previous hairstylist moved into another geographic time zone, and with $3.50 a gallon for gas, I just couldn't go driving that far. So, what's a co-host show, Tampa Native co-host to do? I found in the mail just 2 days ago one of those flyers, Steve, you know, marketing flyers that they send out,
Right,
blanket the neighborhood, sports clips in my neighborhood. Free haircut. Come on in. We want to give you a free haircut, show you what we got. So I went in today, met Melanie, met the staff. Stevie, how do I look?
You know,
Be
I
honest.
like your haircut.
Be honest.
In fact, I want to go there.
You want to go there?
Yeah, I want to go.
Well, Stevie, look what I
he's
got
gonna
for
be
you.
able to help you out.
I've got a coupon. Okay, it's called a buddy pass, and if you don't know about sports clips, it's pretty cool. It's one
buddies,
of those
right?
places. Yeah, we are buddies.
Okay, I'll
it's
take
one of
it.
those places. It's kind of a man cave-ish
Right.
sports. The girls dress in referee.
All about the men.
Men and boys. The girls dress in referees' shirts. They got widescreen TVs everywhere. There's lockers. It looks like hardwood floors. It looks like you're at a gym. But the nice part about it is the full-service salon. So they'll wash your hair for you. They give you a little massage on the shoulders. They use the tea tree shampoo. Hey, I look pretty good.
Sounds
Thank
great.
you, Melanie. Thank you to Sports Clips for providing us with that here's what we're going to do today. I've got 3 more passes to 3 more buddies. Again, this is for boys and men. So if you'd like to participate, first 3 callers in the comment line will win a free haircut value at $22. Not bad. All right, that number, Stevie, give them the comment line number. Comment line number is?
The comment line number is...
By heart? 813?
813-920-2508.
There it is. 813, there it is.
By
Look
heart.
at, look at Erica, right on the money.
at that.
813-920-2508. First 3 callers will win a free haircut.
And I'll be getting a haircut Saturday.
And Stevie will be in there on
be
Saturday.
there.
Give
All
us
right.
your opinion.
I sure will.
That was 10 minutes worth of PSA. We got to get
was
to
a
our
lot.
guest.
We
That
do.
was
We
way
do.
too much. I'm going to draw a breath here now. And without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce somebody that I've known quite literally since I was 3 years old. Gentleman moved in across the street after he was married to his lovely bride, to whom he is still married, and living in the same humble abode on West Cass Street, right across the street from my grandparents. I've known this man since I was 3 years old. I'm very fond of him and his family. I think the feeling is mutual. Let's bring him in now. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Onelio Ochoa. Let's bring that 4 shot up. Oh, there he is.
Yeah.
There he is, ladies and gentlemen. Onelio Ochoa, who helped us with our...
Welcome.
Thank you
Welcome
very much.
to our
Welcome
humble
to the show.
show.
My pleasure.
Oh, let's talk. Let's talk about how this whole thing began. But you got to tell us, before you tell us where you were born and what year you were born, we know. Tell us a little bit about Mom and Dad. Tell the people out there maybe where Mom and Dad came from and how they got here.
My parents.
Okay.
My parents were born here.
Very good.
As their parents were.
We were hoping you'd say that.
My great-grandparents
There you go.
immigrated from Spain and Sicily.
Oh,
Stevie?
mixed marriage.
Spain
Yeah.
and Sicily.
What part of Sicily?
Santo Stefano.
Mine too. That's
There
where my
you go.
family came from.
There you go. 6 degrees of separation.
You might be
Well,
related.
Well, the thing is, a lot of the Italian people that migrated to Tampa came from that area.
Yes.
A high percentage.
Yeah.
I think like 60%.
As they came from the Asturias region of Spain.
Yeah.
In and around the Asturias
Now,
region of Spain.
the Spanish part came from Bilbao, which is right below the French border.
Absolutely. Well, that's the highlight region. That's where all the highlight players came from. That's the Basque region, if you will, the Bilbao.
And they're volatile people there, too.
Yes, they are. Well, and hardy people. I mean, you live
Yes.
in the mountains up there.
Yes.
You know, it's not for everyone. Let's put it that
And
way.
I had the opportunity a few years ago, and thanks to you with the airlines, when we flew into Barcelona and then went to the Mediterranean.
That was a
cruise.
neat trip too, because you went there and
Well,
I
I'm
had
telling
Lori
you,
Vuksanovic, a
the
dear
people
friend of mine.
around us in the plane thought that we were like, maybe mega
stars.
That was pretty
stars
cool.
and what have you, because you really took good care of it.
Thank you.
Thank you for that.
You bet.
Anyway, we had the opportunity and the privilege of seeing the birthplace of my great grandparents.
Oh, wow.
Wonderful.
Because we went and traveled through Spain, and we went to Sicily, and it was gorgeous.
Oh, what
It
a
was
magical
gorgeous.
trip! What a magical
It
trip!
was, it was.
So you are 4th generation Tampa native. If you consider that your how long were your great grandparents here in Tampa? They came from the old country, but they came here and they were here maybe half their lives, a third of their lives.
From my knowledge, this is where they came to, with the exception of my dad's side. They migrated from Spain to Cuba to Key West.
There you go. That's the migration pattern that probably 80% of the people
would
that
say so.
Right.
Grew up here, worked in the cigar industry back in the early days
Right.
in Ybor City. That was a migratory pattern that they followed.
Now the Italian part of from my knowledge, they just came directly.
Some of them now, we've learned because we've had Mr. Caltagirone on here and he's told us before
Yeah.
that some of them came through the port of New Orleans
Yeah.
and then from New Orleans came to Tampa. Others came
Straight from Ellis Island.
from Ellis Island and then settled in Dade City. Was it Dade City? No, it wasn't Dade City.
Dade
Where
City.
It was St. Cloud.
Forgive me,
St.
St.
Cloud.
Cloud.
Yeah.
And then from St. Cloud found their way to Tampa,
Tampa, they sure did.
because of the opportunities that presented themselves during Ybor City's
Right.
renaissance.
Very interesting.
Or birth, I should say. But, okay, so that establishes that.
And you know what? We're going to have to meet real soon over a cup of cafe con leche and find out, who you're related to and see if maybe there's a connection somewhere. I'm sure there is. So
Who
we'll do
knows?
that. We'll do
You
that
know what we say on
soon.
this show a lot of times, though? We say, and this is our sort of our mantra here.
It's your mantra.
It's our mantra. When we were growing up here in Tampa, either you were somebody's cousin, you knew somebody's cousin, and you had to be careful who you were kissing on because they might just be your cousin.
That's right.
You had to ask them, hey, who's your nana? Who's your abuela?
Really?
Because that's my tia. You know what I mean? Because Tampa was very small.
So
I
true.
know, but
So-
it has changed considerably.
Yes,
Oh, yeah.
Well,
I
and
know.
we'll talk about that if we
Yes.
get an opportunity to. We seem to think the consensus on the panel here is that somewhere around 1976, things changed fundamentally for us because that's the time when the Tampa Bay Buccaneers came into play. Then again, Sandy Friedman in 1980 started her campaign, Tampa, America's next
Right.
great city.
Yeah,
Right.
People found out about us. We were no longer a flyover on the way to Miami, and we started to lose a little bit of who
The
we
good
were.
stuff.
Yeah, interesting enough, I think that we used to, my wife and I, Irene, who's sitting over
She's right there.
we would tell stories of our childhood to our daughters. And they would look at us as if we were talking about another world, and actually we were.
Yes.
Yes.
We were
yeah.
because, for example, in Ybor City where I grew up, our front door, the lock, was broken. My dad never fixed it.
Can you imagine?
You didn't have to worry about that.
No, there was no need to.
Yeah.
Can you
We
imagine?
he used to leave me off
Where was the house located? Oh, excuse
on
me.
26th Avenue.
And
26.
And right between 16th Street and Sanchez.
wow.
Just a stone throw from 15th Street. My dad used to leave me off at the Ritz Theater on Saturdays. And we would stay there the entire day. Then we would walk from 7th Avenue with the Ritz Theaters all the way down to 26th Avenue, never having a problem.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nothing. The kids would play out in the neighborhood.
It was safe.
It was. It was. My mother had a whistle, and when I heard that whistle,
Better get home.
get home.
If I'm not mistaken, if memory serves me correct, I believe the tradition of the whistle continued between you and your daughters, because I
Oh,
think there
yes.
was a whistle that I remember
The same whistle.
at my abuela's house
Really?
having dinner with the
Yes.
windows open. There was a whistle
Yeah.
that went out in the neighborhood. Not
the lunch
unlike
whistle.
not
Not that
unlike the sirens that used to sound at noontime.
No, that's
it.
Yeah,
I remember
yeah,
that,
Of
right.
course,
Too,
of course.
yeah.
We
I
talk
heard that
about
too.
that all the time.
Yeah.
But I remember that's how you summoned your daughters
Yes.
back home
Well,
too.
you had a whistle too, but you used your mouth.
I used it on the baseball field a lot of
You
times. The
called
whistle.
them women in the neighborhood.
That's true too. That's true too. But Onelio had, and now that I hear that his mom had that,
Yeah,
I
that's
can see
cool.
where it started.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So 1941, November 13th, Friday the 13th.
My mother's birthday present, because she was, her birthday was the day before on the 12th.
Wow. So my youngest son Nick and I miss a birthday by 6 hours because his is the 19th of September. Mine's the 20th. I get that. What was it? Gonzalez Clinic.
Yeah, that's where, everyone that I knew up and grew up around, that's where we went for any health issues that we had.
Were you a member of the
we
Sociedad
were.
to
We were.
Gonzalez?
Yeah.
As we were at Treyes.
Yeah, I had my tonsils taken out there.
Oh my. Oh my.
We heard stories about that.
Yeah, no, I
yeah.
didn't want to go too deep into
I
the
remember-
medical archives.
I remember
Because you're still
vividly.
here,
Yeah.
and you
That's a
sang.
good
Your career was as a
I know.
professional. So it must have been a
I
successful.
remember the mask being
the
placed
ether,
on my.
ether mask.
I was scared to death,
Sure.
Yeah.
but the
I had the
ice cream
same
afterwards was not bad.
There you go. Well, you know what?
Yeah.
Could you tell me the year that happened to you?
I was
Probably about 5?
I was about 4 or 5 years of
So
age.
let's put it in 1947. I had mine taken out in 1963, about 16 years later. The same technique. The ether mask.
Yeah.
The anesthesiologist laid across my body, held me down. I was terrified.
Really?
Yeah, that's just like
that's
I was 5 years
scary.
old. Then they put it over your face, tell you to breathe. You're breathing. You go to sleep. You wake up. You can't talk. And ring that nurse for that ice cream. Go ahead.
Exactly.
As much as you can eat. And we ate a lot at 5 years old. Okay.
Yes.
You went to elementary school.
I went to elementary school. I started at Orange Grove Elementary.
Didn't everybody in your neighborhood?
Yeah, and as a matter of fact, it was just around the corner from my house, and then for about not quite a year, my dad was working up in Ohio and in Indiana. We went up there, and I went to school up there, and then we came back down. My dad had the house rented, and so we stayed with my grandma and right next door. So during that time, I went to VME board,
Okay. Okay.
and.
Where it sits currently today.
Yes, well, it's something else now.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. Anyway, and then when we got back into our home, went to Orange Grove and from there I went to George Washington.
George Washington Junior High.
High, and then,
the Tigers, right? George Washington.
Yeah.
We discovered that they were the Tigers, right?
The favorite school colors, orange, black, and white.
There you go.
Did we clarify that on that show? I
Yep,
think
we
did.
did. We did. We did a show dedicated to junior highs, and we couldn't for the life of us, we couldn't come up with what was the nickname of the George Washington School, and we had a graphic, and on the graphic was a big tiger head. We just missed it. It was right in front of us. After you finished at George Washington, had you already started kind of your interest in music at that time? Because a lot of times junior high students will begin to learn to play an instrument.
I started playing the trumpet in grammar school, and I was in the 5th grade.
Wow, that's early. That's pretty cool.
And we started there, and then from there we went to Washington, where I was in the band, and then my 9th grade, I was the drum major of the band.
Get out.
Nice.
So I had the
Big hat.
Oh yeah.
Big,
The-
okay.
the
Big baton.
Oh yeah. the whole
Nice.
9 yards.
Why did you bring that picture?
I was just gonna
This
say,
would have
do
been
you
a
have
nice.
pictures?
I don't
would've-
have a picture of that.
You do?
I don't.
No.
Oh, that's too bad.
I don't.
That's sad. I'm sad now. I'm sad.
I don't. Maybe somebody out there who.
Yeah, good. Let's
may
make that
have it.
appeal. If there's anybody out there who knows this man and who has a
a
picture
picture
There's
of
plenty of
Onelio.
people out there who know that.
We do have a few ourselves, but
Yeah.
And
What a great-
anyway,
Great.
and then I remember how elated I was when Bob Scott, who was the musical director at Jefferson High School at that time,
Kind of recruited you?
came over to Washington and sort of auditioned us as we played for them. And when we made the A band,
Yeah.
I was on top of the world.
Nice.
was
So
a
this
double
is
one.
1955?
50.
Six?
Well, I started Jefferson in 50.
Fall of 55?
56, 57.
Okay, okay. 56. Now think about it. Think about
Yeah.
the time period. We're just trying to get a fix on, what's going on in the country at the time, what's going on certainly in Ybor City and in Tampa, how still very colloquial. The city was very small at the time.
Was,
There
yeah.
wasn't much happening in the west part of town beyond West Tampa still.
Was.
Drew Field,
Right.
McDill was already probably in place by that time because after World War II. Nothing much north of Hillsborough Avenue.
No.
I mean, Bush Boulevard was probably a dirt road. Fowler didn't even exist.
No,
I'm
maybe
just
we didn't
guessing.
No.
go very far either.
Right.
Okay. Just to give people who are
Perspective
watching
on
tonight.
this.
And Onelio, after he, we'll get to that point in a minute, but he ended his career as an educator teaching history. So
No, English.
English history, history
okay.
about English. No, it was English. But you do know something about Tampa history, and that's
Yes,
what we're
yes.
talking about
Yes.
tonight.
And history was my second favorite subject. by
There
the
you
way.
go. Well, I knew I was close. So now you get to Jefferson,
Yeah,
and you're in the A band, man.
I'm in the A
from
band.
from your sophomore year.
exactly. And
First trumpet, first chair.
well, no, not quite. But I was
Close.
first trumpet range, but
Okay.
not the first chair.
Okay.
I had
That's
other
probably a
guys,
senior. Probably a
Benny
senior.
Maniscalco and other people that were far better than I.
Okay.
Were sitting in those prestigious chairs.
Nice. That's their first chair.
Then
So how was that?
my junior year, I left the band to play football,
Okay.
which I did.
Okay.
What
And
position did you play?
Nice
I
question.
played offensive guard and defensive linebacker.
Okay.
And I weighed at that time 175
Oh my
pounds.
gosh.
You couldn't even punt at 175
No, of course
pounds.
not,
You couldn't
but-
be a punter today.
But we were not the big
no, of
No.
course.
kids that they are now.
No.
Why
No.
Rick Caceres was such a beast? Because he was 6'3", 200
Back then,
pounds.
yeah, it was
Exactly.
really
He was
big.
bigger than anybody
Right.
else on the field, just
Exactly.
to give you...
The biggest guy that we had on our team at that time when I went to high school was Sam Rodriguez, who was a fullback, and he was a beast too. But he was a big guy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
He was a big guy. So then my senior year, I had a conflict there with the coach and what have you. So I didn't participate in neither the band nor the football team.
Oh, no, you
now,
were full renegade.
Bob Scott wanted me to come back into the band and be drum major, having been drum major at Washington.
Yes.
But when I went there and I saw the band, and they were real straight-laced and wanted to do the right things. And when I was in the band, we didn't do the right things.
You had
No.
fun,
No.
right?
Oh, no.
You had fun.
We had a
Espérate,
blast.
it was
Yeah.
1959, 1960.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
Well-
Everybody was straight-laced then. Everybody tucked their shirt in and sat up straight
Well,
and kept their feet on the floor.
So a lot of people thought.
There's our first bell ring of the night. Wonderful.
But that was it. And
Had you met your future wife to be at that time? Did you know of each other at that time?
I knew of her.
Yes.
Because she was a cheerleader.
There you go. Fully
and-
expected that.
And then we played a job, which was at the Tampa Armory, and it was a Miss Disc Jockey dance, and she was a contestant.
Okay.
And we played, the Rockers played.
Okay.
And afterwards, I asked her if she would like to go get a soft drink, and
That's what they called it back then.
she said no.
Very nice. Very nice.
But I didn't accept that.
No.
So I went to her mom and her dad, and I said, "Do you mind if I take your daughter to get a soft drink after the dance?" And they said, "No, it's fine." So we took it, and as I called that night when you had that
Yes,
show, we
yes.
went to the Little Beaver,
Little Beaver.
Little beaver.
and that was the beginning.
Exactly. Little politically incorrect, the name of that restaurant. However,
Where was it?
However, it was a very popular place. From what I
Yeah,
understand.
was
you
it?
know
Where was it?
where
Wasn't it where his diner was? A little in the years later.
yeah, but now
further
what's
north
now
from there?
there is
Sweet tomatoes?
Target.
Yes.
Oh.
And right next to Target is.
There was Dale Mabry Lanes was there. Was Dale Mabry Lanes already there at the time?
Yes.
Oh, right there.
So it was right in there. Where Jim Walter Corporation was
I remember.
Yes, right there.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
not too far.
No.
I mean, you know, it was kind of the west part of town at that time. You know, Dale Mabry was
Yeah,
the western.
We'll put Dan Perez on that.
Oh, he'll
mission.
come up with a
Yeah,
photo.
he'll find
I know
it.
there's a
Find a
photo out
picture,
there.
Dan.
I know there's a photo. So the date went well.
It did.
Evidently.
It did. And we started, and there were some moments there where I told her, you know, that at that time, this is what I do,
Yes.
you know. And she's always been a dancer.
Yes.
And a very good one at
Yes.
that. And I said, there are going to be times where, you know, you can't do that. But as it worked out, she was able to dance with my friends and her friends, and it worked out.
And you have survived a life literally on the stage.
Yeah.
And you know, the marriage is still
I
there.
remember
It's interesting.
coming home from a rehearsal one day, and it was a Saturday when we had our dances at the letter carriers where we finished our dances. I came home and I said, honey, we're going on the road, we're going to rent a house. And she said, what? And Desiree was just 9 months old, my oldest daughter. And we did. We rented the house. We packed up my 63 Chevrolet convertible, and we took off. And we did the nightclub circuit from Fort Lauderdale to Schenectady, New York.
Wow.
And I had a Foot Locker in the back and the trunk with all full of Desiree's toys.
Sure.
And we even took
were a new
her
father.
and her crib.
Oh, man.
wow.
We took her crib because I didn't want,
Yeah.
and Irene didn't want her to miss out on anything. And it got to the point where I would take that crib apart and assemble it in record
time
time.
flat.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Of
Record
course.
time. So
Yeah.
we did that for a little over a year. And we were based in Fort Lauderdale. And it was great because she didn't have to worry about anything
Yeah.
other
Take
than
care
taking
of the
care of the
baby
baby.
girl.
Fun.
And it was wonderful.
And you were young, and here we
Probably
go.
met a bunch of nice people.
So your house
along
at the time, the house that was across the street from my abuela's
Right.
house, where you still today.
Yeah.
You rented it, you kept it, you didn't.
Yes,
you
yeah,
didn't
we
relinquish
kept it.
ownership of the home while you were on the road.
Right. We rented it to some friends of ours that, as a matter of fact, the guy was a neighbor of Irene, and his sister was like a sister to Irene.
Ah, perfect, perfect.
and
So you
they
found
grew
some
up together. So
perfect-
it was family.
yeah,
It was family.
perfect, perfect. And this went on the road for what, a year and a half?
Yeah, a little, yeah, not quite a year and a half. So then we came home, and I said, okay, that's it. I'm retired from the band.
Okay.
I couldn't get it out of my system.
No.
No.
So then we started with.
Look too good in that tuxedo. Look too good. Look too good with that horn in your hands.
So I started playing a little while with the Love Lighters. From that, I went to the Renegade Brass, and we did that for about 12 years. And then I started with the Baytown Brass, which went on for another 12 years. And all during this time, people kept saying, you know, it would be nice to have a reunion of the Rockers, reunion of the Rockers, this and that. But it was never able to do that because we all went separate ways.
Sure. And how many were in the Rockers? About 8?
Well, yeah, we
Players?
originally we were 9.
9. See, that's
That's
a
a
big. That's a
lot.
big
Yeah,
group.
that's
That's a
a
big
big
group.
group.
There's a lot of people going out different ways.
Right.
Yeah, we went different ways, and quite frankly, some of the members didn't continue with the music.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dennis went on to his medical
Medical
practice.
practice, sure.
And the only one that stayed in the music field was Manuel Gutierrez, Joker, and myself. So then in '94, kind of, you know, fate had it where the pieces fell into place, and everybody was available, and we
Let's get together.
And
Let's
we
get
did
the
it.
band together. As
That's-
we say it here
Yeah.
sometimes when all of the players are in place. Let's get the band together.
And one of the most
That's great.
The thing that still brings goosebumps to me is when we opened up and the lights came on, and when I looked out in the audience, and they were doing the same things that they used to do at the letter carrier, standing in front of the stage looking at us.
Wow.
And I said, "Wow!"
Yeah,
it was
that's a
like
wow moment.
you know, a quantum leap that we made
Yeah,
back to
yeah.
the '60s.
Oh, cool.
But it was great.
Well, Nelly, how did you get the name of the Fabulous Rockers? Who came up with that?
Okay, that was back in 1957 when we went to the Tampa Recreation Center. That's where every Saturday night they used to have dances.
The
there.
rec dance, the rec hall dance.
I
And
remember those.
we went there, and Artie Alvarez, Sapi, Sam Garcia, and myself, we sat in the concession area and left our dates inside. And we came up with the band. And having seen the the Harlem Grove, not the Harlem Havana at the Florida State Fair.
Yeah,
we used to have the band out there,
Review,
and that's where
Harlem
we got the
Yes.
idea. So hey, why don't we do it? So we started and said, what would be a name? I said, well, let's call it the Rockers, and that's how I started.
Interesting.
Well, you have an
Yeah.
amazing
And you
following
have a
to this
picture,
day.
I think,
We
that
do.
I
Yes, we
sent
do.
you.
Let's call it up.
In fact, we should call those up now.
Yeah.
Sure.
Erica, let's bring up that picture number. It'll be number 1 actually. The Fabulous Rockers.
Yeah, that
Here
was.
it is.
That's the band that right now became the Fabulous Rockers. But before that was a
You have
band,
the older-
a picture
the-
that I
the
sent
first
you.
image.
We
The-
do.
It was
Yep.
a black and white
In
with
fact, yeah.
with 5 of us in the group. That was the original band.
And let's proceed further, Erica. Go to picture number 2, if you will, and then on to 3.
Yeah, that was.
Let's talk about that.
That was the band as it evolved from that 5. You have back there on the guitar Robert Villardo, and kneeling on the tenor sax is Larry Villanueva, and to the across from his Roger Menendez on the alto sax. Victor Fajanco is on the drums, on the trombone, which by the way he plays bass and trumpet. I don't think he plays the trombone anymore. That's Sam Sapi Garcia, and to his right is a prominent neurosurgeon, Jack Maniscalco.
Wow.
And Artie is behind
Look at
Victor.
Jack.
Those are some cool
and
cats
I'm there with
right
the-
So,
there.
so, the guy,
Shades.
so the cool guy with the shades, that's
That's me.
Big O. That's Big
That's
O.
me.
Yeah.
That's a
When I had
great
dark hair.
picture.
No, what a great shot.
Yeah, let's look
Cool
at the next picture.
dudes.
That's number 3.
Now
Here we
that
go.
was the original band, and that was the first job that we had. And there's Victor Fajanco on the drums. Jack, you can barely see him there to the
Yep, the
to
right.
the right. And then to my left is Artie. To my right is Sam Garcia, and I'm singing. And I think we were singing in Still of the Night at on that picture. And that was over at Ray Park in West Hampton.
That's what I was going to ask you. Where are you? Because it
Where-
looks like a little recreation
It
center.
does, yeah.
That was Ray Park.
Ray Park, man, in the heart
about
of
that?
West Hampton,
Look
right
at that
there on
one.
Howard Avenue.
Look at
Talk
this.
to me about this shot.
This came
Oh.
from Bucky Della Torre.
Come
He
on
sent
now.
that to us
Thank you,
the other
Bucky.
day,
Thanks
yeah.
for sending this photo
Yeah,
in.
this is
Appreciate
when
it.
we went down to Miami to record, and that's Grace, Dennis's mom, a wonderful lady that she was, and that's me with the shorts there, and then the gentleman in the back was
The older gentleman, like is it-
Frank Villanueva, who was Larry's dad,
okay.
and he would go with us and kind of
He kind of looked like he looks like Colonel Tom Parker in that
yeah
picture. You know that?
yeah
He
yeah,
does.
yeah,
Elvis's manager there.
yeah.
Okay, very good.
Very nice.
And that was over at the Hellenic Center where the Tampa Tribune is now.
Hellenic
and
Center, you
That
with me?
was,
Yeah, that name sounds familiar. Hellenic
and that's
Center.
when we broke away from the original Rockers,
Okay.
where Sam, Jack, and Victor Fajanco formed the Mystics,
The Mystics.
of which Rodney
was part of that.
was
A
part
big
of that
part of
group.
that. Yeah,
Who was the
absolutely.
female in the picture?
Well, that's
Stay with it.
Donna.
Go back one more time, Erica, please. Go back to that picture. There you go.
Yeah,
Thank you.
that on the guitar is Chuck Boris, on the right.
Of the future Chuck
He
Boris
was
trio.
14 years old when he started with the band. Didn't want to sing,
That's interesting.
and he evolved into that. And that to the left is Wes Young, our bassist, and there I am, and right between Artie and myself, who we call ourselves the Glitters.
The
That's
Glitters.
Donna Lynn Baccarella.
Okay.
Caruso was a maiden name, and the drummer is Anthony. We call him the Beak Lopez, and there's Dennis back there, and then there's Roger, and then there's Manuel Gutierrez on the sax there.
You guys were
fun.
styling in your suits, man. You guys were styling.
Yeah,
for
we
your
had-
suits.
we
and
had-
guitars are coming into play now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Guitars, it's not just brass now. Now you got guitars, you got bass.
Actually, that's the thing we were doing back then. What
Come
the
back
blood,
into the
sweat,
studio for a
with the
minute,
blood,
yeah.
sweat, and tears in Chicago were
Come
doing
on.
in the '70s.
Sure.
Back then it was just guitars
Yeah. Sure.
playing the rock and roll. We were the only ones at the time that we put horns into our arrangement.
Did you ever get
Love
to?
horns.
Did you ever get to do any Tower of Power, man? Because
Oh, yeah.
Because Tower of Power with their horns.
My vehicle.
There you go, and you got and of course Chicago has
Chicago
some
did that a
magic
lot,
horns
too.
too.
Yeah.
So they still play.
Oh,
They,
yeah,
for me,
absolutely. I love horns.
Horns make a
Yeah.
band sexy, man.
Yeah,
I mean,
they
don't get me
do.
wrong.
They do.
Guitars got a place for all of that, a good rhythm section,
Yeah.
but horns make it.
They make it big.
Make
They
it sexy.
do.
They
Shall
make
we
it big.
open the phone lines, guys? I mean, we're 35 minutes into the show.
I think we should.
Shall
Yep.
we take a couple of calls?
We sure should.
Well, Nigga,
We
can we
do.
make an official
need to
some
share.
calls?
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time we'd like to open. We're having such a great time talking to Ornelio, and this hour is evaporating on us quickly. If you'd like to place a call, ask Ornelio a question, make a comment, enter our Bolita drawing, now's the time to do so. 813-977-6800. You see the number right there on your screen. Hello, Dory is standing by. She has nothing to do currently, so please pick up the
She's
phone.
enjoying the show.
She is enjoying the show, as we all are.
Yes.
Give us a call. Ornelio is he's giving us some fascinating tales
great
of his
stories.
life. And this is, I think, is safe to say, probably going to be part one of a two
Yeah, I
or
would
three
think so.
parter.
Absolutely.
It happens.
Yeah.
No. It happens
Because
so
it goes
often.
like that.
Look,
Yeah.
You're just getting started.
you can't bring Jack Espinosa in and expect him to tell you everything he has on his mind.
No, and I
in an
have
hour.
very fond
no way.
memories of
You
Jack as
can't
well.
bring Ornelio Ochoa in and ask him to tell his life story,
Yeah.
which is amazing,
Right.
in an hour. So, because there's this part of it, then there's that part of it,
Yeah.
then there's
Yeah,
the other
then
part.
the education part of it.
The
Yes,
education part,
yeah.
your lovely family with your 3 daughters, all of whom are talented and have their own stories to tell. So we'll take it as it comes, but you promise you'll come back in due time?
Yes.
There you go.
Okay.
Calls are coming in.
And here they are.
Yay.
come.
Here they are. So, it didn't take a minute. I think it's probably your daughters that are waiting to call. Right? It
wouldn't surprise me.
Hi, Dad.
We're qualifying the calls now, and we'll go to caller on line 4. So let's go ahead and do this. Darling, want to?
Sure.
Go ahead.
Hello, caller. Tell us your name and where you're calling from.
My name is Brian Junta. I'm calling from Tampa.
Hi, Brian
I
Junta.
remember you.
Welcome back to
in
the show.
again.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Thank you very much. I just had a question for your guest, Emilio.
Sure. Ornelio Brian Junta. Go ahead.
Hi, Brian.
My background is very similar to part of your background. My grandparents, and it's actually GIU.
Yeah, it's
Right.
Yes.
GIU. We'll get
GIU.
that corrected. It's GIU-NTA. Go ahead.
And my grandfather actually immigrated from San Stefano, and then my great-grandparents did on both sides of my family. I was wondering if, Emilio, if you ever knew my grandparents, Angelo and Rosalie Junta.
The Junta family.
I know the Junta family because you guys have been around for a long time.
Gary
And,
fame, right?
And
Sure, cash and carry.
I never
Grocery store.
met them, but I knew of them.
Well, I just wanted to call and say it was very interesting to hear your background and the similarity with mine.
Thank you, Brian.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's
Listen,
nice to hear from
there's
you
a lot
again.
of us around still, apparently, and,
Yeah.
and it's good to reconnect, huh? It's really good to be here on Thursday nights, and we're glad that you're there.
Yeah, and
we are.
I like your show very much. I've been watching it for a couple of years.
Thanks for
We
watching.
really,
thank
really
you.
appreciate that, Brian. Thank you. Give us your Bolita number before you get off the line.
12.
12 it is.
good
Thank you, my
number.
brother. Happy holidays to you.
Okay, you two have a good evening.
Thank you, Brian. Call
Thank
us
you.
anytime. See there?
Yeah.
Second.
They're out there watching.
Yeah.
They're out there watching. We've got a line open, so if you'd like to call, please do. Stevie, take this one.
Let's do it. Caller, you're on the air. Tell us your name and where you're calling from.
Well, I don't want to say my name yet. I just want to ask Ornelio, who is his favorite of the 3 daughters?
Okay.
Pressure's
What
on,
a
Dad.
question.
Pressure's on, Dad.
That's my booger. That's my daughter, Yvette.
I
Ah,
bet.
good job.
There it is.
And see, he didn't want to say it, but he inadvertently said who his favorite was by saying it.
There he did. Hi, Yvette.
All 3 of
now
my
we know.
daughters were my favorite.
Yes.
That's wonderful.
I just had to be the funny one.
How does he look on television?
Yeah, how does he look tonight?
As good as he looks in person.
That's
There you
right.
go.
That's
There
right.
you go. And Yvette's a first-time caller, so
Yes. ring
that's
that
for
bell.
you, Miss Yvette.
That's the silver fox right there.
There he is.
That's right.
There he is.
We're honored to have him with us.
And he'll be back again. He's already told us he would. Too many stories in too little time, so
That's right.
gonna have to come back. So thank you for calling. We appreciate it. Give us your lucky Bolita
Yeah.
number, and hopefully you'll get a chance to win something tonight.
1 through
Thank you.
75.
Have fun with my dad, Mario.
Oh, I will, sweetie. Give us your lucky Bolita number between 1 and 75 before you go.
I have to say 8 for Ochoa.
There you go.
There it is.
That's my girl.
To the
That's-
end. To
yeah.
the end. Thank you, Yvette.
That's
All
great.
right. Good night.
Good night.
Love you, honey.
That's
Love
great.
you.
That's great.
Good
Very
call.
nice.
Good call.
And Yvette is an active Facebooker. And she's one of my favorites because we know wherever she is, whenever she is, wherever she is.
All of them are.
Yes.
Desiree's the same
Desiree's
way. And Jennifer's
and
the
so
same
is Jen.
way.
So is Jen. No. But I think if you had to put a lead dog in that Iditarod, Yvette's posting very frequently.
Yeah.
Which is great. Which is
Yeah.
great.
I don't do that.
And I wanted to talk to Yvette too, and I'll have another conversation with her at some point in time. My great grandmother was Amelia Bárcena, and I don't know. Bárcena's not
Yeah.
that common of a name that, somewhere in there may have
Right.
been an intersection.
Probably connected.
She's married to a barista now.
Very
so
likely.
let's
We
go to
have
the next
another
caller
call.
on line 4. I'll take this one.
Okay.
Caller, you're on the air with the Tampa Native Show. Tell us your name and where you're calling from.
I am Desiree Ochoa.
They're all calling, Dad. They're all calling.
I am.
First-time caller, Desiree. All first-time callers get a bell ring, darling. How are you?
I'm very good, thank you. How are you guys?
We're doing great.
Good,
thanks for
thanks.
calling.
Awesome show.
Thank
Of
you.
course.
We expected that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and just so I can clarify the daughter thing, I am the original #1 daughter.
Yes, you are.
Yes, she is.
you are. There's no doubt about that.
Exactly. They are the copies. I am the original.
That's right. Right.
Okay.
And you are the one that traveled on the road with Mom and
I
Dad.
am.
Right.
I am. I'm semi-famous too.
You were the roadie.
Absolutely.
That's right.
Yes.
That's
You
right.
were the one that you played with when you were
And
just
listen,
a little kid.
The first thing your mom asked tonight when she walked in was, she said, "Oh my God, I was looking for those pictures," and I told her, "If you're talking about the pictures of Desiree and I swimming in the pool,
Oh my gosh, Mario.
I have those. I didn't want to bring them tonight because, let's face it, both of us are in compromising. I got calzoncillos on, you got a diaper on. It's not a good day for us.
Sure, we have a lot of stories, Mario.
But you're about 2, I'm about 6, maybe.
Not a
And
good
it's
day.
an amazing photograph, and I have all of those. So wonderful memories all.
Oh, for sure. I have wonderful memories. Yep.
Very good. Well,
Grandparents like they were my own.
yeah. We still miss them to this day, and I can't drive by that house without
That's
looking
true.
at the house going,
Exactly.
Yeah, that house has some wonderful memories and stories. Hey, give us your lucky number between 1 and 75.
Well, I'm going to say 19 because that was the day of my son's transplant.
Excellent. And he's doing good? I
Yes,
know
he
you're
is.
at home tonight treating?
Yes, he's fabulous.
Okay, good.
Thank
good.
you.
Good. Give him a big hug for us, okay?
I will, and love and kisses to you all.
Thank you, sweetie.
Thank
Thank
you.
you so much. Thanks for watching.
Bye,
Thanks
Bye
for,
Daddy.
All right, honey. I love you.
I love you too. Bye.
Bye. Isn't that great?
Yes, wonderful.
That's great. Oh, man, the callers are coming hot and heavy.
They
We
sure
got
are.
one more.
Look at
Let's do this one. Baby, it's your turn.
Okay. Hello, caller. Tell us your name and where you're calling from.
Good evening. This is Hugh from South Tampa.
Well,
Hey, Hugh from
how
South
are
Tampa.
you?
How are you?
I'm doing good. How you all doing?
We're doing great.
Hugh.
You don't get a bell ring because you call every week. We're thankful of that.
He's had his bell rung.
Yes, he
many times.
has.
He has.
Lucky Bolita winner that he is.
Yeah.
Hi, Hugh.
Hello. I just wanted to ask your guest what if there's any particular notable musician, singer, or a performer that stands out that he really made an impression on him having met during his performances or any time during his career.
Good
question.
question.
Yeah, that is, and I'm going to be honest with you. I had the pleasure of working with all of the rock and roll stars of the early years, like Frankie Avalon, Connie Francis, Brenda Lee, the Four Seasons, Johnny Tillotson, Steve Alamo, who produced our record, by the way, as I said, and see who else. Lou Christie, and then we worked with the Miami Sound Machine when they first started.
Wow.
Gloria Estefan.
Gloria Estefan.
Gloria Estefan.
That's
They had two
nice.
girls, two female singers at that time, and we worked with them and Charo.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Interesting.
But I love that because she was speaking in Spanish and the guys didn't speak Spanish, so I was able to
You were getting it
translate.
all.
Yeah, I loved it. Yeah, that was great.
Coochie girl.
But we worked Henny Youngman, who was one of the.
Oh, wow. Take my wife.
Yeah, please.
Please.
And very good. And see who else.
That's a pretty good list. That's a notable
It's a
list
long,
right
long,
there.
long list.
Sure.
Long list, you.
Great question, Hugh. We've got O'Neill. We've got a tiger by the tail tonight, man. The
What's
show
your
is
Bolita
quickly
number?
going away on us. But the good news is O'Neill has promised to come back and finish
Part two.
putting,
Yeah.
finish putting the cherry on the sundae. Hey, give us your lucky drawing number, man. You always win.
I'm going to freak you out. I'm going to take 1.
1.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Oh,
Different
I
strategy.
see your strategy.
Different strategy.
Closest 2 without going over.
Hey, this isn't the Price is Right, you know.
Good job, Hugh. Good job, buddy. Thanks
Nice
for
to hear
calling.
from you.
Happy holidays.
Thank you.
Bye,
Bye-bye.
Hugh.
Thanks. Bye-bye, Hugh. Look at our callers, man. They show up when we ask them. Here
Well,
they
look
go.
at our guests.
That's true.
That's good.
It's an indication right there. Stevie.
Caller, you're on the air. Tell us your name and where you're calling from.
Hello, caller.
Oh, did we lose the caller?
No, he's right there.
Oh, caller, are you there?
Yes, I am.
All right, caller, you're on the air.
Yes. Tell us your name.
Hi, this is Elaine Busiglio Grasso.
There it is.
That's Irene's cousin.
Of course it is. Of course it is. Hi, Elaine. How are you?
I'm fine. How are you, Mario?
We're doing great, baby. We're doing great. Thanks for calling. And listen, first-time caller, as they all get here on the Tampa Native Show. A bell ring just for you. Thanks for calling tonight. What have you got to say about this nice man seated here next to me?
Well, I tell you, I love him. I love his wife.
Who's right over there?
I love his entire family. They're very special people.
As you are.
Yeah.
Isn't that a take one to know one kind of a situation
Of
right
course.
there?
That's it. But anyway, I just wanted to let you know, Onelio, that I'm very proud of you for everything that you've accomplished.
Thank you, honey.
I love you very much.
And I do. I do too. I love you.
Thank you, Elaine. Thanks for calling tonight. These are the special goosebump moments that we get on the show from time to time, and it's callers like you that make it special for us as well. So thank you for calling. Give us your lucky bolita number between 1 and 75. Hopefully you'll win tonight.
I'm going to go with 56. It was my son's birthday, May 6th.
56. Wonderful. Thank you again for calling. We're here every week, so even if Onelio's not here, feel free to call us.
Oh, I'm going to. I'm plugged by the TV, and I'm really enjoying this.
Thank you.
Great.
Thank you,
Thank you.
sweetie. Happy
All right.
holidays, and we'll talk soon.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye, honey. Isn't that great?
Yep.
Isn't that great?
Well, unfortunately, we are at the point where we only have 15 minutes
Again?
left of the show.
What did
See
you
how
say?
fast it goes? We're at
Yes.
the 15-minute
Right.
mark.
You see how she got her name, O? You see how she got her name?
Well, she's good.
She is the 15-minute girl, and she never fails to let us know when we have just 15 minutes.
She doesn't
to go.
miss a
And you
beat.
need to know that.
And you
We
understand
need to
now
know.
how quickly
Yes, it
time
does.
Yeah,
goes.
yeah. We're just settling in, man. We're just
We
settling
haven't
in.
even
our
covered
seats.
anything.
No, we're just kind of getting started.
Yeah.
No, like we were saying with the artists that I worked with over the years, all that is great, but one of the highlights of my life, with the exception, of course, the day I married my wife, and the birth of my daughters and my grandchildren,
Yes.
is the night that I was inducted into the Jefferson.
We got to talk
Oh,
about that because
yes.
we've got those photographs.
Yes.
That was a night that I was astounded. I'd never imagined that I would be in there. Because during the time that I was teaching at Jefferson, I was on the Hall of Fame selection committee.
Right,
Really?
right.
I was there until 2000 when I left, and I went on to finish my teaching career at Alonzo High School. But the thing, my daughters, all three of them introduced me.
Yes.
They each said a little bit of historical
how nice.
background about me and them, and then I got up there and I introduced my wife. And then I introduced my daughters again, then I introduced their husbands and my grandchildren, starting with the eldest and her husband.
Oh, my gosh.
And I went on all the way down. I went down to, blah, blah. I went to Ronnie, Megan, Ronnie, Tyler, Troy, Devin, Dylan, and my youngest 5-year-old, who's
Granddaughter.
she's my baby. She's my darling. She's going like looking at me, and she's going, like saying, what about me? What about me? So, and that one over there is my darling Isabel.
Oh, that's
That's
awesome.
beautiful. Can we show those
You know,
photos?
let's do that. Let's have
Yeah.
Erica, who's doing a wonderful job tonight on the TriCaster,
Thank
by the
you,
way.
Erica.
Erica, let's start with picture number 6 and kind of move forward from there. And let's
And
take a
Onelio,
look.
just talk right
Yeah.
over the photos as you see
Yeah,
them come up.
yeah.
Just tell us what we're seeing.
Those are the inductees to the Hall of Fame. The lady to my left was receiving the honor for her mom who passed away, Violet. She was a lovely, lovely lady.
Oh, I remember Violet
Yeah.
very well.
But their names escape me because I tell you the truth, I was.
Yeah, go ahead and roll through the pictures, Erica. We've got other photographs there. Look at that.
That
nice.
was the plaque that
That hangs now in the area that's by the
Yeah,
auditorium.
in the auditorium.
Yes,
correct.
if you haven't seen that, those of us that are Jefferson alumni, it's very nice. From the first induction
Yeah,
group,
all the way
they're
down
all
to that
posted
one.
there. Yep.
Yeah.
Look very good.
And
There's
that's
your
my daughter
daughters.
Desiree, who you just
At
heard.
the podium.
And then Yvette is in,
In
the
order.
middle.
In order.
And then Jennifer is right to the far left of the picture.
And there was no doubt that Desiree was going to go first, and
that's-
Jennifer was going to have to wait her
That's a great
turn.
That's
picture.
me and my high school sweetheart.
She looks great.
That's a great photo.
Yeah, she is. And the lady there between Irene and I is a lady that we grew up, went to elementary school together, junior high school together, high school, and we are on the high school reunion committee. Amita Pino Thornton, and she lives in East Hillsborough County and she went over to the dinner just to see
Oh,
me
that's
and
so
everything.
nice. That's
And
so nice.
the lovely girl on the
Yes.
far
Is that the
right.
little sweetie?
That's my darling.
Uh-huh.
That's
She's
Isa.
cute. Oh, I love
we
that
call her.
name.
Adorable.
Yeah.
And there you are
Isabella,
with your
we call
plaque.
her
Yeah,
Isa.
that's
There you are
pretty.
with your plaque.
Irene and I.
Very nice. Handsome couple.
And this-
Yeah.
Well, I will
And
say,
that there
that's your
is-
family.
That's my entire family. That's when Irene and I.
Look what you started.
Yeah, we
Look what you
renewed our
started.
vows at the church where we were married at OLPH, and we had a reception afterwards, and it was nice. And that's my son-in-law Ronnie, who married my daughter Yvette, and then their daughter Megan, and then my daughter Desiree, and right behind Desiree is my grandson Ronnie, and then there's Father Monsignor Higgins
Oh, yeah.
there, and then to his left is my my son-in-law Louis, who's married to Desiree, and to his left is Devin, and then my daughter Jennifer, and her husband Tyler, and their son Tyler, Troy, and then to the right of Jennifer is Dylan, the one who had the
Sure.
double lung
Double lung
transplant.
transplant.
And my darling is right in front of
So
Dylan.
cute.
That's an
Love
amazing
that
photograph.
dress.
Guys, you know what?
Do you have any emails
Well,
you need to read?
Actually, I do, but also Anelio went through a big effort today to get some last-minute photos
And
of
we
the
got to
early
get
years.
those in. We
and we'd be
absolutely have to
remiss
get
if we
those
didn't
in.
show
we
those.
would.
There's
And
about
let me
four.
And let me say for the record, Sally and I couldn't be there with you the night that you were inducted
Yes.
into the Jefferson Hall of Fame. But when the request went out, we need some help to get Onelio inducted into the Hall of Fame. I said, you know what, man, it's time. It's time. So I dug in.
You did.
I sounded the alarm.
You
your
did.
daughter's no. Listen, I'll take a little bit of credit because I was very proud when we finally got that done. And your daughter stepped up and we activated the phone tree and we called everybody that we could find and it got done.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Well deserved.
It
You know,
was
you
well
spent your
deserved,
entire life. Professional, early student, your professional career, your 3 daughters. You live down the street from Jefferson.
That's it. Blue and gold.
If anybody didn't deserve to be in that hall of did deserve to be, that was you, Papa. So
Exactly right.
congratulations.
I appreciate
Exactly
it.
Let's
Thank
bring
you.
up those pictures.
Yeah, we'll start with it would be O, the letter O, or number OC.
Well, a little bit out of sequence here
Right.
because now we're going back
We're
to
going back in time a
Onelio,
little
this
bit.
is your life, but we have to show these pictures.
We do.
Quickly.
What do you got?
Okay.
Oh my goodness!
That to the
I've
right
never
is,
seen
is
these
one of the
before.
earliest pictures of me. I don't believe I was able to walk at that time.
Yeah,
I
you
think
look
I
like
was
you're
just holding
holding
onto
on.
that chair,
Yeah.
whatever. I must have been about a year at the most.
Yeah.
And right to the left there is a picture that I was taken in front of the Chevrolet that my dad bought when we were living up in Indiana. He bought and we drove down to
Look
Tampa.
at you,
But-
man, with
Where
your
did you live in
double-breasted,
Indiana?
Sharp.
Sure,
Look how
man.
sharp.
double-breasted suit.
Yeah. And my
Your
black
spats.
and look at the spats
The
shoes.
spats,
like-
you got on the bricks. So, you know, I mean, you were
Yeah.
dapper from the time you were nothing. Hey, 8 years old, 10 years old. Come on, man.
And
Come
Erica,
on.
you
I see
come-
where it all
That's me.
started now.
Yeah.
This is telling me a lot of stuff I didn't know about
That's-
you right
that's a
here.
great
What
photo.
you got next? What else you got?
There we go.
That's when I was at Orange Grove. I was a patrol.
Patrol. Look at the
Oh.
patrol badge.
The badge there.
What was
those?
what was the patrol badge? Was it white or orange? What was the webbing itself? I mean the actual
Oh,
belt.
the belt was white.
White. Okay.
Well,
Because
ours is
ours
orange.
were orange.
Orange.
No,
They
we
needed to
didn't-
be able to see us.
Yeah,
you know,
no.
they didn't, it was
Silver
important
badge.
for them to see you. Apparently,
Yeah.
we had the day glow orange. Go ahead, because we got about 3 minutes. Oh, here we go.
Right. That in the center. That's when my wife Irene was the cheerleader. And that was one of the basketball games. I don't know what I was talking to her, but she was not.
You wanted to take her to the Little Beaver again? Come on, man.
I guess whatever.
Come on.
To the right there is a picture that was taken in her mom's and dad's living room. Must have been during the holidays or something. And
Yeah.
then to the left there was a neat thing that was over at the Clearwater Beach, where that evening I had done a job at the Peppermint Lounge in Central Avenue, which started at 11 o'clock at night and
Wow.
didn't finish till 4 o'clock in the morning.
Wowee.
I went home and we went, changed and went to the beach. And that's that picture there.
Oh, to be young again.
There is a picture with my dad,
Yes.
my mom, Irene,
Yes.
myself, and my 2 daughters, Desiree and Yvette.
I love the leisure suit.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
One more.
Circa
Oh, look at
1970.
That was my prom. I had a picture that I was going to send about with her prom, but it didn't And when I took a picture of it,
Didn't come out too good.
it
Yeah,
didn't
okay.
come out too.
That's a great
too good,
picture.
But that's my high school prom picture with my wife.
Very nice.
Always a striking, dashing
Yes,
figure. How much
yeah.
time do we have left, Erica? We don't want to miss out. 3 minutes to go.
3 minutes, wow.
You know, if it's possible, I'd like to ask Irene if she doesn't mind to come around here and help us with the bolita drawing.
Good.
Do you mind? I was going to let you do it, but this
No,
is a
no,
great
let
way
her
to
do
get
it.
her involved. So come on,
Let her
Irene,
do it.
step
Great.
on around here.
Absolutely.
Closest to without going over.
A lot of
And
numbers tonight,
ladies
too.
and gentlemen, this is Onelio Ochoa's lovely bride, the former Miss Monjovi. This is Irene Ochoa. Hi, Irene. Hi. Good to see you. Get in there. Pick one of the pick us a winner.
Okay.
Pick us a winner. We got it. Here it is. Closest to without going over. It was one of your daughters. Closest to without going over 49.
49.
48, 47, 46, 47.
Oh, let's see. She's over Desiree.
First time caller. They always win.
Wonderful. Stay right there. You can stay with us. Well, what did you think about the show?
Wonderful.
We're right there. We're right at the close of the show.
Every minute.
So when we come back, maybe the next time, this is up to you and up to you. If you'd like, we can bring some of the family in and we can have a little studio audience set up.
That'd be fun.
That'd be good.
And then we can
Yeah.
interview them, and if Desiree and Yvette and Jennifer are available,
Yeah.
and some of the grandkids, you know,
They got tons of stories.
we
as
have
well.
some room
Oh,
here.
yeah.
We'll set up a little area where they can sit, and then we can have an interactive conversation with them. as
That'd
we
be
go on.
wonderful.
That'd be great.
Good. Oh, did you have a good time? Doesn't the
Yes,
hour
I
just
did.
fly by?
It does.
We've got about a minute and a half to
There's
go. Is
just
there
so
anything
many other things that we could have
I
said.
know.
And
No, and we
we'll
will.
do it again.
And
We'll
we
do it
will.
again.
We will.
Yeah.
But for the purposes of our highlight,
We have a couple.
tell us a little something about this show that is spectacular that we can clip it later and do a gratuitous plug. Go ahead, O. Look right into the camera over there.
Well-
in your single shot there, as soon as it comes
Okay.
up. And, here you go.
The
And
spectacular
3,
thing about the
2,
show
1.
is the name of the show, the Tampa Natives, of which I am, Mario is, and everyone else sitting around here is. And it's good that we have something like this to allow us to never forget,
There you
Right.
go.
to hold on those wonderful, wonderful, happy days when the world was far more
Kind.
simple,
Yeah.
happy,
Yes.
We took the
innocent,
time to care for each
Yeah.
other and
and it wasn't as hectic as it was when Irene and I were driving over here tonight.
oh my
Oh,
goodness.
yeah.
We
Chaotic,
worried
right?
about that because we
Yes.
were hoping that you wouldn't leave the house too late because
Yeah.
275 is
Traffic
crazy
gets
coming
crazy.
up.
We didn't go there.
Coming up here, we got
Oh,
1
you
minute.
We went up the long way, which but there's no such thing as the long and short
no,
way
no,
nowadays.
everything's
No.
long now.
Everything is long.
That's
It's all
one thing that
involved.
we
That's right.
Yeah.
Stevie, did we get it all in?
Well, we had an email from Rodney Justo.
Yep.
It's a little lengthy, and we only have about a half a minute.
About 30 seconds,
Oh,
maybe.
okay. We'll have to get it next time.
Okay,
We'll read it
okay.
next week.
We'll do that. We'll do that. But got about 30 seconds to go, guys?
30 seconds.
15 seconds. Let me say, glasses up, everybody.
it.
Irene, stay close by. On behalf of the Tampa Native Show, thank you, Erica, Becky, and Dory,
Thanks,
for taking care of us
girls.
in the booth tonight.
Yeah.
To our esteemed guest and our dear friend, Tampa Native,
Welcome
Onega
and
Ochoa,
thank
his
you.
wife, Irene.
Thank you both.
Yes.
Steve Canella, Tampa Steve, the 15-minute girl. I'm Mario Nunez. We love you. Salud. Happy,
happy
days. We
days.
love you, Tampa.
Yes, we do.
See you next week.
Thank you, all.
Thank you.
Happy holidays,
Cheers.
everybody.
Salud.
Salute.
What a great, great show.
Back when we were younger and everything seemed new, we used to have a lot of fun, yes we did, no matter what we do. Sleepy days, long summer nights, going anywhere we please, with love that I could call my own, love that I've always known, the city that I call my home, a home from which I never roam. This love affair was meant to be. I love her and she loves me. I remember Tampa, oh, she remembers me. She remembers me. I remember, yeah, yes I do. Oh, I remember, yeah, me and you. I'm a Tampa native, Tampa native, can't you see? I will share my story with you to preserve its history. All right now, don't forget, Thursdays
7 p.m. on TBCN, home of the Tampa Native Show.